Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Peju Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And this is the Bamgboshe Happy Hour film and TV edition. How are you, Ma? What's up?
Wonderful, sweetie. Enjoying each day, enjoying the beautiful sunshine. Everything is great. Looking forward to the next upcoming holiday, which is Valentine's Day, I would imagine. And everything is wonderful. Looking forward to the Super Bowl season. Well, never mind. I don't want to say too much. But anyhow, everything is great. I am good. How about you, sweetie? What's going on by you?
Oh yeah, February is my favorite month, but we are still in January. So I'm going to get through it as best as I can. I am excited about the Australian Open, which is actually starting today. And I'm also excited about just like the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl coming up. And also we have the NBA All-Star game that comes up in February. That's also,
A lot of
favorite.
fun. Oh, yeah. The games are so much fun.
So
Okay.
just have a lot going on, and I'm doing all of this through dry January. So
All right. Good for you. Well,
speaking of
mine is simi or semi, either way you want to pronounce it. Okay. Partially. Okay. Dry January.
so
Okay.
so speaking of dry January, I think we should probably do a toast. I think this toast goes out to Halle Berry and all celebrities who are donating to the people of LA who are suffering from the devastating loss due to the wildfires. So
Wildfires. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's raise our glasses. Oh, it's so sad. Oh my God. But we are acknowledging and showing our appreciation to Halle Berry and all the other stars who are contributing to the families who have gone through and are currently going through this horrific tragedy. So lift our glasses to continued love, support, prosperity, health, wealth, happiness. Salute to all the families and contributors involved. Salute.
Salud. Now, on a side note, you see, I have my little mocktail over here. Now, I doctored it up a little bit. I put a little bit of strawberry seasoning, not seasoning, strawberry syrup in it. And actually, the syrup has 0 calories.
Wonderful.
So it's really good.
Really great. Most calorie things just taste so great. Well, I'm having a real breakfast screwdriver made with rum and orange juice. Okay, mine is very simple, and it's a well-known brand rum and well-known brand orange juice. Nothing synthetic, plenty of calories, very delicious.
All right. Okay, so let's
But
get
I guarantee it's healthy because it's real orange juice, not
okay.
concentrate from real oranges.
Listen, my mocktail that I have is a whole 25 calories. Is zero the sweetener was 0 calories, of course. All
Mine
right.
is no more than 140, 200 calories. No big deal.
Or 300.
Something like that.
All
Just
right.
ingredients, so it's not bad.
That's right. Okay, so let's move on. Let's get into a little bit of a little brief little sports update. So we know we had this is wild card weekend. The Texans, the number 4 seed, beat the Chargers 32-12. And it was I don't know how to describe this game out because I watched it, but Justin Herbert had one of the worst games ever of his life. He had 4 picks in one game. Now, the entire regular season, he had 3 picks, but in one
Well,
game, he had
he was
4.
making up for his time. He wanted to change his statistics.
He did.
So I need to have a few more picks. Right.
He did.
Just
So
wonderful.
So the Texans move on. We don't know who they're going to play next week. We will see. It could be the Kansas City Chiefs. We don't know.
Now, okay, now wait a minute. The Texans, they're from Houston area, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah. Now the Cowboys, aren't they in the same state? Didn't they have a
They
club called Cowboys down there, down in Texas?
they did. They do have the Dallas Cowboys.
Now, wait a minute. Who's doing the best? I've always been hearing of the Cowboys. Aren't they
Hmm.
doing better than the Texans?
It
Aren't
looks
they?
like the Texans are doing better than the Cowboys because they are in
What?
the playoffs and they won a game.
What?
Yep.
You mean a Texas team better than the Cowboys?
How can you?
From the same, wait a minute, hold on. From the same state? Oh no. Oh no. Does Jerry Jones know about that?
I don't think he does, Ma. I think he missed
Has he heard about it?
he missed the
Has
memo.
he heard? Oh my
All
goodness.
right, Mom, let's
Oh,
move on. We got a lot of stuff to go on.
they must be feeling really good right about now, those Cowboys.
Okay.
All right,
Mom, don't
I'm
troll them.
I'm finished. Okay.
Don't troll them. I don't like to troll people because they already have enough problems as it is.
They certainly do.
All right, moving on. The Ravens, who were the number 3 seed, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were the number 6 seed, 28-14. The Ravens pretty much used Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to just really steamroll their way to a win. I don't know. I'm not going to really go into too much detail, but I will say that this is not a good look for the Steelers. The Steelers, they're 0-6 in the playoffs since 2017. They have not won a game since 2016 is the last playoff game that they won. Not good. Hopefully next season things will change. Don't know if Russell Wilson will still be with the Steelers or not, but I don't know how many options the Steelers have. I don't know. So I was very disappointed just to.
Yes, but on the other hand, didn't they get further than people expected them to get?
Yes, but that was many weeks ago. The expectation changed
I understand
several weeks ago.
things have
They
been
lost 5 in a row.
yeah, I know things have been dismal
No
since.
more excuses. No more excuses for the Steelers, Ma. No more excuses. They have to do better
Okay,
next year.
okay.
They have
I'm
to.
not making excuses, but I'm just pointing out that they've done better than people expected them to do.
They did better than people expected them to do
But they
several
haven't
weeks ago.
yes, but they haven't done well enough. I don't think anybody expected much more out of them after they started playing certain teams.
I think
Okay.
that after they lost 4 in a row, they didn't have high expectations for them. I was just very disappointed. Also, a lot of people were upset that they had this game on Amazon Prime. So many people who don't have Prime weren't able to see this, and people felt that the NFL was a slap in the face to their loyal fans.
Oh,
So,
I don't understand what that move was, but I'm sure it was a financial move for whatever reason. I'm
right, right.
sure. Okay. All right.
All
Moving
right, all
on.
right.
Good.
Moving on.
I love you, Mike Tomlin. I started to say Mike Tyson. I love you, Mike Tomlin. Love you, Russ. Okay. Bye.
Okay,
All right.
well, it doesn't matter how much you like the people; they have to do better.
I agree. I agree. I'm glad. I'm going to point that out to you in some of these upcoming games. Okay.
All right. Also today we have several games. We have the Broncos at the Bills playing today. The Broncos are number 7 and the Bills are number 2. We have the Packers number 7 at the Eagles playing later on this afternoon.
What
By the
about
time
the Eagles? Why you didn't give the Eagles standing? What's the Eagles ranking?
they're number 2.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say that.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
number 2. And then we have the Commanders number 6 at the
Okay. Go ahead.
my when you talk over me, we can't hear you because it's a delay with your mic. Now, what were you
Oh,
saying?
all righty. Okay. Good luck, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck, Jalen, and also good luck, Jordan Love. So they're
And,
playing each other,
oh, absolutely. And good luck, Jordan. Oh, absolutely.
which I didn't like that they're both playing each other.
Well, what can we do when you have so many talented people? They have to meet each other.
And then the final game for today is the Commanders they're number 6, and they are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we will see.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
luck. Good luck, guys. Good luck to all involved. I mean, we understand there's the winner and the loser. Just good luck to everyone. Okay.
By the time you hear this podcast, you will know most of the winners. So positive vibes.
Okay.
Okay. Just a little brief, little something about the Australian Open, which starts today. We don't know. Let's see what happens. We don't know if Jannik is going to, he is still the world number one. Will he win again? He won this title last year. So I don't know. We have Djokovic, who is been up there forever. Will this be his 25th Grand Slam title? And then, we of course have Sabalenka. Will she three-peat? She's won this twice in a row.
If Sabalenka can keep her emotions under control, she's like unbeatable. But she's so high strung, So let's just see what goes on with her. But her games are always very exciting, very intense, very exciting.
Listen, she has Swiatek and she has Coco. So let's see. And Osaka will be playing. Positive vibes to Osaka. I hope that she has, her mental health, in check and everything. Just sending her, love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then finally, my your boy, and I laugh at that. Nick Kyrgios is back. So we will see.
Okay, let's see how he behaves.
Right.
Behavior problem, but okay. Okay.
Okay. Before we get into some shows, just wanted to talk about something that has been in the news lately. And it is the friendly exchange between Trump and Obama at Jimmy Carter's funeral, and it has sparked a significant attention and controversy. We know that the moment took place at the Washington National Cathedral, and it was caught on camera, and it quickly went viral. A lot of people felt, that Trump was seated beside Obama, and they were sharing, they were chatting, and they were smiling. And some people felt that this wasn't the best look for Obama. People felt that Michelle wasn't there because she didn't want to be seated near Trump, although many people have said that she had a previous engagement. And then also Kamala looked visibly annoyed by them sitting next to each other. What are your thoughts on this, Mom?
Much ado about nothing. Much ado about nothing, because it has always been known that President Obama, more than any other president that I could think of, other than possibly Jimmy Carter, was always willing and encouraged and would facilitate communication, talk, working it out through peaceful means. He has never, that I know of, that the public is even aware of, just said absolutely no and shut everything down. Many people he's had to associate with, negotiate with, for the overall good of the country. I don't see anything wrong with that. And everybody knows Donald Trump is funny. He's always been funny until you start looking at the real things that he does, but superficially, he's always been very entertaining. This was a social gathering, and a gathering where people acknowledged and showed acknowledgement and respect and civility. I think it is absolutely much ado about nothing.
Well, I mean, I understand.
Politics make strange bedfellows. Remember that saying? And I think it's much ado about nothing. President Obama has always embraced everyone and been civil to everyone, as far as I know of him. I'm not surprised at all. I am not surprised at all. Does that mean that he embraces his Donald Trump's politics and behavior? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Well, listen, more power to Obama. I'm just not there yet. But that's how Barack Obama always has been, President Obama.
Yes. Yes.
So, I
yes.
mean, Is it Much Ado About Nothing? I don't think it's Much Ado About Nothing, but I think that's how he always has been
Yeah,
president.
well, when I say much ado about nothing, I mean that this is no new information, that
Yeah,
this behavior is totally consistent with his behavior.
that's true.
Come on.
Okay. All right. So listen, let's move on to actual films, TV, movie stuff. All right. So let's get into the 2025 SAG Award nominations. I'm not going to go through all of the
Oh,
cat.
can I do a PS? I just want to do a quick PS. It is known that anyone who has been and is and will be the leader of the United States of America is supposed to, it's requisite for them, it's a prerequisite to the presidency for that individual to have the ability to talk to people of all political affiliations.
Yeah.
And period. Period. So why they're making such a big thing over him talking to another American that he simply does not agree with? Why that's such a big thing? I just don't get it.
Okay. No, no worries, ma. And all that you said is true.
I just want to
All
check.
right.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the SAG Award nominations. So we know that the SAG Awards, obviously is another precursor to the Oscar nominations, and I'm always excited because I get to vote for, SAG nominees, and so I always feel very proud of that, and not bragging about it, but just extremely proud of it. There have been a lot of snubs and surprises this year. I mean, I guess it's every year, but these seem kind of glaring this year. So we did have, of course, Wicked was, performed really well. They led nominations with five. Cynthia Erivo for female lead, Ariana Grande, female supporting, Jonathan Bailey, supporting male actor. Those were, and obviously for best ensemble. Now,
Okay, that's wicked. Okay.
Shogun dominated with TV nominations with five nods, including nominations for Todoronobu, Haruyuku, and then our girl Anna. But some of the biggest snubs came from Angelina Jolie, no nomination for Maria. Hugh Grant, they said he had done really well in Heretic. Sebastian Stan, who won for his portrayal, I think, of a different man. He wasn't nominated for A Different Man or The Apprentice. Surprise nominees are Monica Barbaro, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis is in the Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson. Daniel Deadweiler from The Piano Lesson. It was a surprise nominee of supporting female. Jeremy Strong, who also I think is in The Apprentice, and Jonathan Bailey, also both for supporting male actor. And Jonathan Bailey was the prince in Wicked. So
Okay.
I don't know. So there was no Nicole Kidman, there was no Kate Winslet, and there was no Angelina Jolie. And a lot of people felt that that was, strange.
Oversights. Yeah. Snubs. Yeah.
Yes, snubs. Also no Harrison Ford for Shrinking.
Oh, I don't like that because I think he's just fabulous in shrinking.
Yes. Oh no, I actually no, they did make it. My bad. I'm sorry. No, they did make it. That was a surprise that I just spoke on that one. That one they did. My bad. My bad.
Harrison Ford is nominated.
He is nominated.
Okay.
Yes,
I was
yes.
debating because he really is so good.
Yes. Selena Gomez did not get nominated for Only Murders in the Building or for
Emilia.
Emilia Perez. So
Yeah.
that was something that stood out.
Okay.
Yeah, and Margaret, her name is Margaret Qualley. What's her name? The daughter of the crinkly hair woman. I can't think of her name. You know who I'm talking about from Four Weddings and a Funeral
I do.
and Sex Lies and Videotape. I can't
Yeah, yeah. I
Well,
can't think of her name either, but yeah.
Andy McDowell, her daughter. Her daughter was not nominated, and neither was Isabella Rossellini for her role in Conclave. So those people were.
You know what? I never really felt that her role in Conclave was. nomination worthy. I really just didn't. It was just really too tiny,
I
and
agree.
it was not really pivotal to anything. You know, they could have totally left her out, and the story would have been just as good, just the same. I really didn't even. I wasn't feeling her nomination. Period.
I agree. Oh, and they also the final one was Denzel. Denzel was not nominated for his role in Gladiator 2.
Well, we ain't gonna worry about Denzel because guess what? He is Denzel. So
Yes.
so whatever.
Denzel, yeah, he's been nominated many times, at least 8 times. So he's gonna be
So
okay.
and has a few of those trophies in his home. So
And
we
I'm
are worried about Denzel.
and I'm sure he has another nomination coming up soon. So
Okay, all righty.
okay, now I don't think you saw much of this, but just kind of wanted to just give like, just our thoughts on Squid Game, because this was over the, holiday break. So, I felt that season two, I'm not exactly sure. I didn't like season two as much as I liked season one. Part of it was the novelty of it, and the shock value of the first season kind of drew people in. I felt that with this season, it started off a little bit differently. They returned eventually to the Deadly Island, and once again we were in the game, and they did have some, notable new contestants. They, had a transgender woman, which was really cool. They had a cryptocurrency influencer, gambler. They had different types of new contestants. And one of the change in the rules that I thought was really good was that now after every game, the contestants can decide on whether or not they wanted to move forward or to equally divide the prize money. So that part was really interesting. But I
That,
just,
that should have made it a little bit less cutthroat.
right, right, right. But,
Do
just in,
more encouraging teamwork, right?
right, right. But for some reason, I felt as though, they could have probably ended this second season. They left it on a cliffhanger for season three. And I just think it's just so violent to where it turns me off to a great extent. I don't know
Well,
what your thoughts on season two,
well,
whatever you saw.
well, that's what happened with me. I just was so sick of the same thing, just arbitrarily dead, just a whole lot of death and violence. And just it was just very gratuitous violence to me. And I didn't like it. I
Hmm.
think that, our society is too violent already.
Hmm.
How wars do we have raging? I won't even just say American society, but our global society is just too violent already.
Hmm.
And most of it is greed, power and greed. I would say almost all of it is having to do somehow with power and or greed. I know some of it is under the guise of religion and this and that, but it's still power, greed. It's still underneath all of it. And I really don't like the message that it was sending. I just didn't think it. I just disagreed with the premise of it, so I didn't really care anything about it, frankly.
Yeah, I give this season a premium 7. It wasn't bad. It was, still entertaining, but I just felt as though there was a lot more they could have done with it. And
Right.
I really just don't want to see that type of thing happen anymore where people
I
are
don't
just
either.
competing to the death.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And I
just
have
too primitive.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Just totally barbaric, and I have to recuse myself from from rating it at all because I really didn't watch enough of it to, be able to give it a ranking. Other than my ranking, I would say would be 0 because I just don't even like the premise of it. Don't even like what it's based on. Period.
Okay. No, no worries. All right, let's move on to a show that I think we both found entertaining, and pretty soon we will be seeing the season finale, and that is Landman, starring Billy Bob Thornton, John Hamm, and we also have Demi Moore, who up to this point hasn't had a big part in the show, which makes me think that what happened in this last episode, or what we think happened, is going to bring her role up substantially. She's going to have, a meteor part.
Oh
Now,
well, we'll see.
well, we'll see. Tommy, who's AKA Billy Bob Thornton, is really in this episode. The last episode is confronted with the likely likely death of his longtime friend and boss, which is played by John Hamm, Monty. We don't know for sure.
We don't know if he's going to die, but we know he's going to be, his role is going to have to diminish because he's gravely ill. He's either
Right.
dead or gravely ill, either way.
Right. It's something seems like it's more than likely that he's
Yeah,
dead. I don't
yeah,
know. Because I
yeah.
can see John Hamm just doing this show, for one season because he has 50 other thousand shows going on.
Right, because he's doing his thing all over the place. Yes.
Right, right. And then so we don't know, like I said, whether or not he's dead or not. But Cammy, one of Monty's associates, calls and offers her condolences. So that's kind of odd. I forgot to mention the monologue that was from Jerry Jones, which seemed to be pretty much his real life story.
That was a big thing. Jerry Jones was on there playing himself,
Right.
which good because that in and of itself was some on some level star power. And he spoke about his love for football and his greater love for his family. And the two together made it just so ideal for him. And I really believed him. That rang very true to me because based on how he's handling the team.
You're right.
It's all about love and working together with his family.
Yeah,
Not,
forget the team.
not really that focused on winning. So,
Just about that dollar bill.
yeah. Okay.
And for the Cowboys, winning has never equated to dollar signs.
Right. Because they're very prosperous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And and we just love going to the star and everything. We just love all that. Right?
Speak for yourself.
Well, I do. I enjoy it. Okay.
Okay. No, they have a lot of entertainment. I'm just being silly.
Absolutely. It's just a fun time. It really is.
Okay. Also, Cooper, who is Billy Bob Thornton's son, is developing a plan to make money, by consolidating small, I guess, neglected oil wells, and he's just trying to make that into like a more profitable
Right.
venture.
He has his whole plan where he's negotiating with others, to make it even stronger. And he doesn't come in with a lot of capital, but he comes in with know-how and a plan.
Hmm.
And it appears that he's going to make a big impact in
Hmm.
that area. It's
And looks like,
starting out, like they say, humble beginnings, okay? Because he's not asking for any input from his father, right? He's not
mhm,
asking anything from his father, except the know-how and the things that he's learned, but he's not asking anything from his father, and he had no problem giving up that job. He didn't have any problem. He was happy to quit that job and become independent. And he's a young guy. He's a
mhm.
very young guy. So kudos to him. I like that part
Well,
of
how
his.
about him with Ariana?
I have no problem with him with Ariana, but I like the way he's standing up with Ariana, but let's just give it more time because don't forget, Ariana just lost her husband. So she's all kind of ways reaching out for help, for consolation, and for everything. And he steps in as the hero, giving that to her because he helped her with the negotiations and he stood beside her, which made her feel stronger. The husband had these so-called friends, but they were not even good friends and they're foolish and they have nothing to offer her. But
Mhm,
this man does, even though he doesn't have a job, quote unquote, he is so highly employable and marketable that makes her more stable, you know. And so let's just see. Let's just see. And the dangerous aspect of it, I think he's mostly confronted already. I don't know if he's going to meet those people again, but he certainly is up to the challenge and he's willing to do what he wants to do and not have any other man tell him what to do.
right.
He put that out there right away. So all those things fortify her. So let's just see, how it goes. He's putting a lot. He has a lot at risk. Her
Yeah.
not much, but he has a lot at risk. So let's just see how it goes. But
Let's
but I really love his character. I love his gumption. I love his attitude. Like, look, I'm doing what I want to do. I can do, you know what I mean? I like that about him.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens because the season finale is coming out tonight. So we will see what happens.
Okay, okay. All sounds good.
All right. Another show.
There's some other things I could say, but I won't go into that. I'll just limit it to his character. Okay.
All right. The other show that we've been watching, The Agency, is a espionage thriller following CI agent Michael Fassbender, Martian, whose life is disrupted when he's recalled to the London station. As his undercover life unravels, he reconnects with a former romance that is played by Jodie Turner-Smith, and his true identity is jeopardized, and there's a lot of international stuff going on.
Not going on. I'll tell you one thing, it's compelling TV.
Mhm.
I enjoy it so much. Oh, it's really good. It's not just your stereotypical espionage and everything. There's also, well, sometimes they have love stories in it, but they all have agendas
Yeah.
that are so significant. And they're life altering and life threatening
Mhm.
agendas that they all have, which makes it even, just more intense. Just exciting TV, just engaging and engrossing TV. I'm really enjoying The Agency.
I'm enjoying it as well. I mean, there's like kind of like three major storylines going on. Obviously, the major one was with Samia. Is it Samia or Samir? Jodie Turner's character when Martian was trying to recruit her into the CIA, and she, refused. She didn't want
But
to
she felt she'd be deserting her homeland
the
that
country, right?
they're fighting for.
Right, right. And so it was sad to see that, but I also thought it was really interesting that they didn't go with the cliche of, okay, well, she's going to be in the CIA with you. And, because I feel like a lot of storylines go that route.
Right. That's why I like it because they're both so committed. Well, her in particular, because she knows it's extremely risque for her. She's practically a prisoner already, though she's free, quote unquote. She isn't really. She
Right.
isn't, she's not really free. And with her, she has a dilemma.
Mhm.
Not just a problem, but a dilemma. She's damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. So for her, it's really difficult.
Right. And then the plot to retrieve Coyote, that is just sad. Where Sylvia risked her life, and that was just terrible. That whole, situation. And then Danny, like the new CIA agent, I don't know what that whole situation with her, where she went and drugged her friend, and they're pretty much going to kill the woman's, what is it, her mom, right? Because it's like, I guess, like the mercy killing, or uh I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Let's just see because that part of it is kind of I'm not even really understanding the purpose. I'm not really understanding the purpose.
Well, I mean, I don't really understand the purpose, but she wants that woman's spot, right?
Yeah, but
Do you have to do it that way, right?
right, right.
Right, right. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. Very, very interesting. Highly recommended. It's a top shelf for me. Top shelf 9 at the moment.
Absolutely. The agency is, like I say, it's compelling TV. It's a compelling, it could be a big screen, whatever. It's compelling, very good. The writers, the creators of the show have done an excellent job because they've taken a familiar theme and made it so different, to where you're just enjoying the experience.
Okay. All right. Before we get into a little quick little topic about reality TV, Rolling Stones has released their 250 greatest albums of the 21st century so far. Obviously, I'm not going to go through all of those, but just kind of wanted to mention some standouts in the top 25. And we have, I don't think you listen to Lord too much by Melodrama. We have David Bowie, sorry, Black Star. We have Drake at number 23 with Take Care. I'm going to skip to Rihanna with Auntie at number 21. We have Lady Gaga at number 20 with The Fame Monster. We had Bob Dylan, number 19, with Love and Theft. I didn't know he released the album in the 21st century, but okay. We have number 18, Missy Elliott, Under Construction. We have number 17, Adele at the album 21. We have number 16, Beyonce. I'm going to skip a couple of these people because we don't really listen to them too much. Number 11, we have Jay-Z at with the Blueprint. Number 11, D'Angelo with Voodoo. We have Bad Bunny, number 9, Un Verano Senti. We have number 8, Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. We have number 7, SZA, SOS. We have number 6, Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. We have number 5, Taylor Swift, Folklore. Number 4, we have Outkast, Stank on Ya. We have number 3, Frank Ocean, Blonde. I just never understood. Maybe I have to listen to the full album. I never understood all the hype. No disrespect. And number 2, we have Radiohead, Kid A, and number 1, Beyonce, Lemonade.
Okay.
So that was great. Also wanted to say the artist that has the most number ones on billboards of the 21st century is Rihanna.
Okay.
It's not released an album, a song in many, many years. I just thought that was funny.
That is funny.
That was interesting.
Good for her. Good for all of those artists. Wonderful for them. And they provided and continue to provide, just really wonderful and creative entertainment for us. So that's good. Good for them.
Beyonce's still never won album of the year.
Oh, good for her. Good for her. I mean,
good for her. She's never won.
Oh, you said never won. I thought you said is number one.
Oh, no, she's never. She has the most Grammys of all time by far, but she's never won album of the year.
Shortage of success for Beyonce. We ain't gonna cry with Beyonce, please. Okay. All right.
Okay, so let's get into some reality shows, the popularity of dating shows. Now, we talked about this sometime last year. We have new data as more shows pop up.
Okay.
They recently analyzed, just the success rate of the dating shows. Now, I think we have an idea.
Say success rate. We're talking about couples who stayed together for what? How long? Is there a time frame?
That are still together now or have children together.
Okay. Oh, they don't even have to be together if they had children together.
Well, this is what it says, the percentage of couples still together and how many children have been born. That's
okay. So still together means together at the time of the survey or whatever.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Because you and I both know that number may be different by now, but okay.
That is correct. Well, this survey was done like a week or two ago. So this is pretty.
Okay. All right. So it's pretty accurate. Okay, good.
Okay. So we have at the bottom, Ma, which dating show do you think would be at the bottom? And so this is 6 different shows right now that are like.
You want to name the shows or no? You want to name the shows?
I don't think
No. I'm going to give you my opinion anyway.
Yeah, just give me your opinion.
Okay. Married at First Sight.
Yes. Married at First Sight, as of now, has a success rate of only 7% of the couples still together. It has drastically gotten worse as the most recent seasons. Any thoughts on that, Ma?
Gee, I wonder how I was able to guess Married at First Sight. Could it be that I actually watch it and I see it going down the abyss every damn week? Oh my God. It started out with them at least staying together. Now they don't even stay in the same house together. They barely make it through the reception. They say I do. Some of them don't even. Wait a minute. One season, the bride bolted when she saw the groom. She didn't even go through with the
Yes.
wedding.
Yes, I remember that.
And then they had a whole campaign of where they were just going to lie and deceive each other and never be together. That was one season where
Yeah.
it was just sabotage. They just all threw a big bomb into the whole production and it just went down the drain completely. And I think that was like last season or season before, very recently. It was one of
Correct.
the recent. And I've seen the level of disrespect and animosity just raised to just an unacceptable level. I've seen it be to where they act like they just couldn't even stand each other, where they almost just like hated each other, not just not getting along, but where they didn't even make an attempt to be, forget cordial, they weren't even, once again, civil. They weren't even civil. Forget cordial, forget trying to become friends. I've seen it where they just like pull the gun and start blasting, figuratively,
Well, you,
just terrible.
it doesn't seem to be any consequences for the so-called experts in their low success rate and their failure to find connections for these people. And it seems as though that part of it is, they want some couples not to work together. Like they purposely know that if I pair you with this person, it's going to be good for TV.
How about, do they want a success rate this low and a failure rate this high? Is that what they want? I understand you got to have something going on to keep it going on. But why is 5 out of 5 failures what you're looking for? Why is 6 out of 6 failures what you're looking for? Don't, it's at the point now, I guess people are watching the show to see if anybody ever succeeds. I guess that's the challenge now.
Just
Rather than to see how many fail, is to see how, if any, succeed.
right. I didn't I also worth noting The Bachelor also ranked very low on the list as well. For whatever reason, they've had very, very low success rates with The Bachelor. And we know that normally whoever doesn't win The Bachelor comes back on the show as the Bachelorette, or if it's the Bachelor, or if it's the Bachelorette series, they come back on as the Bachelor for the next series. And so that's just a mess.
Well, you don't even know what they're doing in terms of matching these people up with the appropriate, the same sexual orientation or whatever. You don't even know what the hell they're doing on there. Because please, I won't even go because then I start talking about another show. So I'm not going to go into that. But I've heard one former Bachelorette contestant say that they no longer even, they changed their sexual identity completely. They don't even go with that shit anymore. They've changed completely. They're not even looking for a bachelor anymore.
All right. Moving on. So we number 5 on the list is Married at First Sight Australia, which has a little bit, well, a much better success rate at 26%.
Oh, good for them.
So I don't know. I have never watched the Australian one, but the Australian one seems like there's a lot of drama going on with that one as well.
Say this: the so-called experts. Okay, we're talking about. What are we talking about? Married at First Sight or Love Is Blind?
This is
What are we
Married
talking?
at First Sight still.
Okay, Married at First Sight. Let's just say this: the so-called experts, they need to take that term experts away, or experts in what? Maybe we're misunderstanding. Maybe they're experts of creating chaos. What they need to call themselves is advisors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I
You
agree.
know, at least you can't say that they're lying. They are advising, whether it's good or bad advice. But to call yourself an expert indicates that you have some level of knowledge that is going to be helpful to
Mm-hmm.
people. They are not helpful.
That's
They are
true.
not helpful. They are not helpful.
That's true.
So overall, in general, they are not helpful. So to come on and say that you're an expert, I don't know if I would want to do that. Not if I'm working for that show. Okay.
Coming in at number four of mine, we have Love is Blind, which has a little bit over 27% of the couples are still together. They just had kind of miss a mixed success with long-term relationships. So
Okay, but that number is looking good in comparison to some others. That number is looking good.
yeah, yeah, you can't really complain. Then we have at number three, we have Love Island UK, which has around a 29% success rate. And it says
Okay.
that 7% of the couples actually got married and nine babies have been born.
Oh wow. Oh, those numbers are sounding good. Like I
Yeah.
said, to other ones, to other shows of the same, genre, they're really good.
And number two, we have 90 Day Fiance, the American version. It looks like 54% of the couples have remained together.
Okay. Now see, 90 Day Fiance, even though it's this, love and romance kind of dating thing, 90 Day Fiance, I understand why those numbers are
They
higher.
know each other, they've had a relationship already.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Right.
they've had time and they've made their own choices. I got it. I got why that one is a lot more statistically successful. Got it.
And then finally, another 90 Day Fiance, but this one is the UK. They have had a little bit over 60% have
Oh,
stayed
wow,
together.
really good. Those are excellent numbers.
But they've
Those are,
only had, mind you, they've only had 15 couples. So theirs is
yeah,
new.
still, the percentage is good.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
It's very
So,
good.
I don't know, my anything that you want to add on to our whole reality show dating
So
scenarios.
I encourage these romantic dating reality shows. I encourage them very much. What I don't encourage is having people come on and manipulate and allow people to be vulnerable and subjected to all type of emotional abuse. I don't care for that, and I don't care what show it's on. And I really only see it on one show, and that's Married at First Sight.
Mhm.
And I really see it. I mean, when I say I don't like to see the abuse, you can see abuse in all of the shows, but when you have outsiders coming in who are supposed to help and they see that things are going really terrible and one person is actually being abused, in my opinion, I think they need to give different type of advice than the advice that they get. I think sometimes they're asking people to sacrifice their dignity, and I don't think that's a good idea. I don't like that aspect to
I
it.
agree.
I don't like that part. So other than that, I'm all for the shows because romance is difficult anyway. I can understand the numbers, this and that, just to a certain extent. We all understand all that, but I love them. Love is where you find it, for the most part,
Right.
and you don't know where you find it. And so I support the shows. Just overall in general, I support the shows.
Yeah, I do. I do as well. I have a problem with Married at First Sight, and you've known this for a while. I keep saying that, oh, I'm not going to watch the show anymore because I just don't think that the producers of the shows are really taking it serious, that they really aren't giving their all in all when it comes to really finding compatible matches for these people. And some of these people really get very embarrassed and hurt on television because the experts match them up with people who have not taken care of their mental health, clearly. Some of them
Right.
just come on the show because they're doing it for, like we used to say in the old days, for the gram. They're
Yeah.
not really serious,
Yeah.
and obviously I'm thinking of Akichi right now, but
Um,
I don't know. Let's see, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? But the other thing too, I'm coming down on the experts because that's what they're supposed to be there for. That's exclusively is their job to help with the relationships, right? Uh, the other real issue is that ultimately The contestants have got to be responsible for protecting their own hearts, their own emotions, their own pride, their own dignity, and their own mental health. They do not have to listen to the experts. They can hear the experts. They do not have to stay in a relationship where they feel that they're being mistreated. They do not have to, no matter what they are not being held captive. Okay. They may have a lot of, bells and whistles dangled in front of them, a lot of enticements and all that kind of thing, but they are not being held captive and they can do just whatever the hell they want to do.
I
Okay.
agree.
So you have to call them out on being responsible or irresponsible, however you want to view it, you know. So that's a piece of it as well. But like I said, I've seen just the third party manipulation in this one. And I call it manipulation because very often they're not helping. Very often they're not helping at all. And they know what they're saying is not going to help the couple,
No.
you know, you know. So that's what I'm going to say for that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I need you to tell me three things that made you smile.
The sun, the stars, the moon. Number four, family.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with number one. I'm excited about the Australian Open. Obviously, number two, I love the NFL playoffs. And number three is family, obviously not in any particular order. All right, Ma, is there anything that you want to say before we go?
Oh, I just want to tell everyone life is too short and too long to be unhappy. Find your happiness and to thine own self be true.
All right. Thank you so much, as always, for listening to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour and supporting us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, All Things Beiju, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour, guys, where you can check out our breakdown of the traders that's up now. Continue to subscribe to whatever your favorite platform is that we're on. We will be back very soon. Be safe. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.